right. So thank you for jumping on today's Zoom call with the Career and Professional Development Center, Hinckley Institute of Politics, Office of Undergraduate Research, and Learning Abroad. Just to give you a little information about how today is going to work, each office is going to present for about 7 minutes. And then at 2:30, there's going to be a separate Zoom session where you can get some more information and questions and answers that you may have. And then there'll be another Zoom session after that at 3 o'clock. The links and the passwords should be in the chat feature that we sent. It's also in the email that I sent earlier today. So my name is John Bernal. I am a student success advocate, and my job, or our jobs, are essentially just to assist with your success and helping you reach your goals in and out of the classroom. So however you define success, our job is to get you there. Some examples may be, maybe your goal is just to get a B- out of your Math 1010 class. But in order to do that, you need a tutor, whether that's a free tutor or a paid tutor. If you're not sure where to find those tutoring opportunities, that's something we can step in and assist with. Maybe you want to do research outside of the classroom to make yourself more competitive for finding a job after you graduate, or you're planning on going to graduate school and having research experience on your resume would make your application that much more powerful. You're not sure how to talk to your professors or what resources are out there to help you find those research opportunities. Again, something we're willing to sit down and talk with you about. Maybe it's scholarships. Maybe you're tired of working 10, 15, 20 hours a week to pay for your schooling, and any amount of money would be helpful. You're not sure when to apply, how to ask professors for letters of recommendation, how to write a personal statement. Again, something we're willing to sit down and work with you on. It could be housing insecurity, food insecurity. Maybe you just want to vent. Maybe it's about your parents. Maybe it's about your significant other, your roommate. Maybe something was said in the classroom, either by your professor or another classmate, and you just need somebody to kind of talk through with what happened. We'd be happy to sit down and hear you out. What makes us unique is we'll meet you anywhere on campus. Also, what makes us unique is we'll text you, we'll Zoom with you, we'll meet you in person anywhere on campus. Just so you know that our website, ssa.utah.edu, has all of our contact information. Again, you can call, text, or email us, and that should give you enough information. All right, so we're going to start with our first session. Our first up is the Career and Professional Development Center.
Hello, my name is Giancarlo Ruck. I am part of the Career and Professional Development Center. I'm also a student studying at the University of Utah, studying Entertainment Arts and Engineering. My partner joining me is James, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is James Christensen. I'm also a student here at the University of Utah. I'm studying to be an electrical engineer. Currently, we're both working as career ambassadors for the Career and Professional Development Center.
Yep.
And basically, what we are is we're student ambassadors that are here to help you out with all of your specific job hunt, career searching, all of those needs. And we have a ton of resources that'll allow you to kind of figure out how to find jobs, how to find people to work with, and all sorts of excellent skills. You can reach us at email. You can actually send in your resume to us, your resume or your cover letter for your job at resumereviews@careers.utah.edu. And one of us will very meticulously go over your resume and cover letter and offer you suggestions on how you could improve it and what you can do to help submit it. If you have even more questions, we offer a virtual studio that you can access at careers.utah.edu. And you can just hop in any weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you'll find one of us there, and you can ask any specific questions you may have. And if that's not enough,
yeah, then you can make an appointment with a career coach. A career coach can help you with a lot of more specific questions that you have, maybe about your career, maybe about your major, interviewing tips. I got help with interviewing from a career coach. They helped me by setting up a mock interview. It really helped a lot, and we really recommend, if you're going to check out our office, to make an appointment with a career coach if you want more focus on like that type of career or major that you're thinking about. Another thing that our office offers is Handshake. Handshake is one of our best resources that we offer because it's like a hub for job searching and internship searching. How this kind of works is that you set up an account, almost like setting up a LinkedIn, and then from there to start recommending you jobs or maybe internships that you might be interested in based on the things that you entered. So a lot of great stuff about Handshake. Another thing that you can find on Handshake is events. Our jobs also involve like hosting a lot of the career fairs, the STEM fairs, a bunch of fairs. There's so many fairs. If you just want to explore, maybe want to see more employers, talk to them in person, talk about how specifically your major ties into those types of jobs or internships, you can find those there at the career fair, and signing up to them should be as easy as signing up for Handshake.
And yeah, that's us in a nutshell. If you have any other specific questions, we'll be there in the breakout session, or you can watch the recorded video afterwards.
Great, thank you. Next up, we have the Hinckley Institute of Politics.
I was muted. Hello, everyone. My name is Miranda Best. I'm the outreach coordinator at the Hinckley Institute. And the Hinckley is a really great resource on campus to help students find internships in any field, anywhere from business to education, the arts, nonprofit, politics, wherever your interests are, we have internships for you. And then we are also the main hub on campus to help you get civically and politically engaged. So if that is your interest, we have a variety of courses and forums and other ways for you to get involved to learn about civic engagement and how you can tie your studies and academic interests to issues that we're seeing in our communities and how you can become civically engaged. So just a quick overview. The Hinckley has been around for over 50 years, and so our partnerships have developed in a variety of locations, mostly here in Salt Lake City, in Washington, D.C., and in over 50 countries. And so we've developed these really strong internships and partnerships with all of these organizations. So instead of students going and trying to find internships on their own, students can come to us and apply to be a part of our program and cohort. And then from there, we connect you with our spots in these post offices that we have partnerships with all over the place. And the great thing about doing internships through the Hinckley is you get course credit. By doing your internships, you just have to work with your department to get those courses approved towards your graduation track. And we also have a lot of funding to help students cover the cost of doing internships. So if your host office does not pay you for whatever reason, we have scholarships to cover costs that can go towards things like tuition, or if you're going to Washington, D.C., we have subsidized housing and other stipends to cover costs. Going abroad has discounted tuition and other scholarships. So we really want to make sure that students have access to these incredible opportunities and that funding is not something that prevents them from participating. So I'll go into more detail about how that works in the presentation. But then also I'll talk about how the Hinckley has forums where we bring in different political speakers or those who are engaged in the community or who are experts on certain topics who come in and to campus to speak about these issues so that you're learning firsthand from the people that are working on them. And then we also have a variety of courses that help students learn how to get engaged in political processes or how to become more aware of international affairs, things like that. And then just more ways to develop skills like public speaking. We have a speech contest that we offer every year. So just really great ways to get engaged and involved in the Hinckley through a variety of programs like internships, classes, attending forums, and much more. So we'll delve deeper into that during our presentation.
Great, thank you. Next up, we have the Office of Undergraduate Research.
Hi, my name is Christina Trepanier, and I work for the Office of Undergraduate Research, or the OUR as you often hear it referred to. I am the primary undergraduate research advisor, so if you want to talk about all things research, you can make an appointment with me. I can show you how to do that on our website today. I will bring you right to the About Us page, just so you know how to contact us and again, make that appointment. Our website has been really slow lately, so we're doing some maintenance to it, so bear with me. And we've noticed that we've been having some issues with making an appointment. So if you, for some reason, don't see anything available, just send me an email. My contact information is right here, and we can set up an advising appointment that way to talk about everything research. But you should be able to click on this, and it should take you to a fun little page where you can make a general information advising appointment with me, and we can talk about how you get you involved in research. I'm going to just talk about one of our main programs really quickly, and then I can talk about other stuff in the breakout sessions in more detail. But I want to talk about the Undergraduate Research Opportunities Program, or UROP as you'll often hear it referred to, because it's our most popular program we have through our office. A lot of students apply and get funding with UROP. So this is where we give you that $1,200 stipend, and you'll work 120 hours over the course of a semester. So how you spend those 120 hours, you and a faculty mentor will figure out, and how you find a faculty mentor is something that we would talk about in more detail in an advising meeting or in the breakout session. One thing I like to tell students is there's no great way to find a faculty mentor. We have some ways we can share with you, but really what you do and how you find that research opportunity is up to you. We also always have our deadlines on the website. The 2020 fall deadline has passed, but we have our spring 2021 up already. You can start research as early as your freshman year. There's like no standard on when you start research. It's often a popular question we get. I advise students whenever you feel comfortable and you know you can fit it in your schedule, that's when you want to do research. It's really up to you. You can do 2 semesters of UROP through our office. They can be back to back, don't have to be, same faculty mentor, don't have to be, same research project, they don't have to be. We keep it broad and open for you to decide how you want to do that research and get that funding. Just know that if you do 2 semesters, you have to apply for each semester separate, regardless if you're doing the same research project with the same faculty mentor. We offer a ton of other things that I can talk more about in the breakout sessions. We have more time to talk about them in detail, but we've got our education series, we've got our symposium, and a ton of other ways for you to share and present your research, because we're spending a lot of time on this and we want you to know how you can share it and share it with the world. There's so many cool ways to get involved in presenting your research. We also have our other program, the Summer Program for Undergraduate Research, or SPUR, which I'm not going to talk too much about today because it got canceled this summer and we don't really know what's going to happen with it in the future. We offer a way for you to get a designation. You can submit to our journal. We have travel and small grants. So we have a ton of resources for students to do research on campus and to be successful. But really what you're going to want to focus on is going to that Getting Started tab. If my website loads, and make that advising appointment with me. And we can talk about a lot of things in detail. They're 30-minute advising appointments, but typically goes more than that. And you don't have to be a student here at the U. You don't even have to be ready to do research. We can just talk about kind of what that whole process looks like. So yeah, if you have any questions, we can talk about all of that in the breakout session. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next up, we have Learning Abroad.
All right, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Watson, and I am the Marketing and Technology Coordinator in the Learning Abroad office, and I also advise students who are in the College of Social Work participating on programs. Let me share my screen really quick. Sharing. Okay. So, can you guys see my screen? I'm having a... Oh, good. Okay. All right. So what is Learning Abroad? Learning Abroad is the opportunity to live, study, and intern abroad, really with the overall goal of enhancing your academic and career goals while you're here at the University of Utah pursuing a degree, which is why you're here. We have options for all majors and all language levels. And we really have a variety of programs that allow you to kind of find ones that meet your academic, personal, professional, and financial goals. What are some of the reasons that our students learn abroad? The main one is making progress towards graduation. We don't want to keep you here longer than you have to be here. We understand that you're trying to get in and out with a degree, and so all of our programs are for credit and satisfy a variety of different requirements. So you can participate on a program that will help you meet your major requirements, minor requirements, or certain general education credits. Specifically, the international requirement, which if the program you participate on is 3 credits or more, it will fulfill the international requirement. We tell students to wait and definitely do that one on a learning abroad program. So, making progress towards graduation is one of the reasons students choose that. Gaining a new perspective in your field and major is a big one. Students who participate on a program, you're outside of the classroom in the US. It gives you more of an opportunity to see what other people, what other professionals in different countries are doing with a similar degree or within your field and major. And so it can be a really good opportunity to network and to get a better understanding of what kind of jobs there are for you once you graduate. Another reason that our students learn abroad is to learn a language, if you want. The majority of our students are actually participating on programs where the language of instruction is English, or it's in a country where English is the official language. However, we also do have a great portfolio of intensive language programs. I myself participated on an intensive Spanish program when I was an undergrad, and it greatly increased my proficiency in Spanish. So it's a good way to learn a language and to do it quickly. And so learning a language is definitely a reason that some of our students learn abroad, though you don't have to do that. Achieving personal goals. If living outside of the United States, if traveling around Europe, if those are personal goals that you have, now is a great time to do it. A, because you have our office to support you. We have a bunch of scholarships, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And B, because once you graduate, it's going to be more difficult to move abroad, whether it's because you have a partner or a dog or you're paying taxes, whatever it might be, it becomes more difficult once you graduate. And so keep this in mind that if one of your goals is to live and travel abroad, now is a great time to do it. Finally, and this is a big one, is really learning abroad is a great opportunity to enhance your resume. Only 10% of college students in the US will study abroad by the time they graduate. And yet we know that students who participate on learning abroad programs are able to find a job faster than their peers who do not after graduation. They're able to earn a higher starting salary than their peers who don't participate on learning abroad program. And then you're also able to learn super valuable career skills like confidence, independence, problem solving, adaptability, for example. And so having this on your resume is going to make you stand out. So what does the timeline look like essentially for when you can learn abroad, when you should start planning, what the application process looks like? So this is pretty simple, but the majority of our students participate in learning abroad programs over the summer. So it's worth noting that we have programs from as short as fall and spring break up to as long as an academic or calendar year, and then we have semester or summer programs in between. So there's a wide variety of when you can learn abroad and the length of time that program may take. So for this timeline, we're looking at summer, where most of our students go abroad. And so right now is essentially when you want to start thinking about planning for that, if you're going to be learning abroad next summer. So the first thing that you can do is complete Learning Abroad 101. It is a one-time information session, not for credit, that you can complete usually in person and online. Right now, due to COVID-19, we're not offering it in person, but we do have it online. So you send us an email, say, sign me up, and then it will be on your Canvas. And once you complete it, then you have access to meeting with our Learning Abroad coordinators. So the next step on here is meet with a Learning Abroad coordinator. That is our office advising staff who have portfolios based on specific majors and fields of study. And so, if you're coming from the humanities, we have a coordinator who can work with you. If you're, in a STEM field, we have a coordinator who has worked with students like you in the past and knows kind of what are good programs that might fit with your major or minor. So meeting with your Learning Abroad coordinator is important, and also meeting with your academic advisor because they're going to be the ones who are able to make sure that you're getting those credits that you need to graduate on time. So those are both important. Between September and February, looking at our scholarships. We have a bunch of scholarships, which I'll go into a little bit more in a second. There's a big one actually in October, a financial needs scholarship that if you apply for and are accepted, you can use that funding throughout the entire next calendar year. So don't miss out on that October 1st deadline for a scholarship if you're hoping to go abroad next year. So looking at scholarships, finding out what the best way to afford the program that you're going to go on. And then finally, choosing a program and applying. February 15th is that summer deadline, which is why it says here between November and February applying for a program. So like I said, there are a bunch of different periods during which you can participate on a program. So this is for summer. It's generally, we say, between 9 and 12 months in advance that you want to start planning. So if you're thinking about going in the fall or in the spring, count back 9 to 12 months. And that's essentially when you're going to want to start thinking about this. All right, one of the questions that we get quite often from new students is whether out-of-state students can learn abroad and still qualify for Utah state residency. I'm happy to say that because our programs are University of Utah sanctioned programs, that when you are participating on them, you are technically within the state of Utah, and so you will be working towards residency if that's something that you're worried about. There is a little bit of there's about a week grace period before and after your program when you can be traveling, but essentially you can participate on a learning abroad program if you are working on gaining residency and it does not count against you. Okay, so one of the most common misconceptions that we hear is that learning abroad must be more expensive than being here on campus and taking a normal course load. So this is a breakdown between, in the red, what it would cost to stay on campus and study on campus, versus in the teal, a architecture-specific program that does an entire fall semester in Tuscany. So as you can see, tuition and fees, the tuition cost for staying on campus is a lot higher. This is because the University of Utah subsidizes credits on faculty-led programs, which is one of our program types. If you come to our breakout session after that, we'll go into a little bit more what those program types are. But essentially for this program, taking the same credits on campus versus abroad, they're subsidized abroad and will cost a lot less. There's a tuition discount. And then you can see for the rest of this that most of the costs tend to be the same, except for transportation, where there's always going to be that added cost of a flight that makes the learning abroad program slightly more expensive. However, holistically, if you look at it, the breakdown of total cost for staying on campus versus participating, in this case, on a program for the fall semester in Tuscany, come out to relatively the same amount, the same cost. So that is to say, while you are looking at programs, all of our programs have very different costs depending on the location, the housing, the length of time you're there, et cetera. Some of our programs are much more affordable than others, especially our exchange programs, where you pay the exact tuition as you would to attend for a semester at the U. You'd pay the same to go and take classes at one of the internationally recognized international institutions that we partner with. And we want to be as transparent as we can in terms of costs. And so if you visit our website, every single program has a breakdown of exactly what the costs are. And so we're happy to work with you, with parents and students, to make sure that we're able to find the most affordable options, especially if cost is one of those priorities. All right. Financing and scholarships. The other side of the coin is that we also offer a lot of scholarships. Our office generally gives out around $250,000 in scholarships, though this was from 2 years ago, and you can see we gave out around $280,000, so this can fluctuate. So definitely look into the scholarships that our office, the Office for Global Engagement Learning Abroad, distributes. There are departmental scholarships depending on what you're studying and where you were going. It may be that your department has a pool of funding for students participating on learning abroad programs. For example, Global Public Health has some scholarships, Social Work has some scholarships. So depending on your department, it may be that they have some money that you can apply for. And then of course there are a wide variety of external scholarships. Perhaps the biggest one is the Gilman Scholarship. If you are Pell eligible, this is a State Department funded scholarship that provides between $5,000 and $8,000, which can cover the cost of most programs. And we have a very good record in helping students apply for that. For this year, we have 21 University of Utah students between our office and the Hinckley Institute who are going to be receiving the Gilman. So definitely take a look at those scholarships as well. I would be remiss if I didn't touch on a couple of basic COVID-19 questions. Are we going to be running programs in the spring 2021 semester? Currently, the plan is yes. We hope this to be the case, but of course, it is possible that programs won't run for a variety of reasons, including unsafe travel conditions, delayed passport and visa processing times has been an issue, and then the University of Utah could also cancel international travel. So we're hoping so, but we're going to kind of have to wait and see what happens. Should I apply for scholarships? We definitely encourage you to apply for scholarships. If your program is canceled due to COVID-19, we will hold your scholarship for up to 18 months. And then, if you've committed to an upcoming program and no longer feeling comfortable participating, it's totally okay to back out of those programs. If your program is canceled due to COVID-19, we will refund your initial payment and the program cost as long as you are completing a withdrawal form correctly. So we're trying to be as flexible as we can with this. We realize that COVID-19 is making international travel difficult, and so we're working with our global risk manager to make sure that it's safe to be sending students abroad. So to do a program search, you can go to our website at learningabroad.utah.edu. You can see there's a little search and apply box down here. There's also a first steps box if you want to take a look at that and see what other first steps there are beyond just completing the Learning Abroad 101 on the timeline that I showed you. So go on there and take a look at that. Finally, again, signing up for Learning Abroad 101 is really a good first step in getting your foot in the door planning for learning abroad. And so we're going to talk a little bit more in the breakout session about the different program types and answer any student questions that students have. And so hop on over, and I've got a couple of our student staff who are going to be available to talk about their individual programs, and hopefully we can answer some more student questions. All right, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniel, and all of our campus partners. My name is Loretta Rowley, and I am also a student success advocate with John. I just wanted to let you all know, so it's just about 2:30. So I know that was a lot of information to quickly run through and be introduced to each of the offices who joined us. So what you received in your email from John earlier today was the links to the remaining breakout rooms. I was going to share my screen real quick. If you need to screenshot this, if you're on your phone, these are the links to each of the breakout rooms or breakout meetings. So you will have to log out of this meeting and then log into those other meetings if you'd like to join to learn more information. We will have one from 2:30 to 3, and then another session where if you wanted to, say, go learn more about learning abroad for the first half hour, and then you also wanted to go learn about career and professional development, you can use these same links for each session at 2:30 and again at 3. If you are having trouble logging into things, or if you're not quite sure what you maybe want to go learn more about yet, John and I will stay in this room. It'll stay open for a little while, and you can ask us questions about other things in general. And so, yeah, it's about 2:30. So if our campus partners would like to go start those meetings, you all are more than welcome to stick around for a bit or go join in some of the breakout sessions. Thank you for joining us.